What is up, gamers? This is Proto, and welcome back to another episode of Like or Dislike, where we look at some of the latest games that come out. I give you a review of it, I tell you my thoughts and opinions after putting some time into it, and just my overall thoughts of the game. And today we are looking at Halo Infinite. Now I gotta let you guys know, I've been playing Halo since the very first Halo. I've played all the Halo games, including the strategy games. I read the books, I'm into the lore, so I have a lot about this, but I'm going to be biased and say the good and bad things. So that being said, let's jump into the review of this. Now, in my opinion, Halo Infinite feels like Halo 1 through 3 with some new changes to the series that makes it stand out from the other games. Now, this is the first game in the series that plays in an open world setting, and in my opinion, it balances out pretty well. Now, story-wise, this takes place after the events of Halo 5. The humans are trying to stop Cortana when they're encountered by the Banished from Halo Wars 2. And I like how they incorporated the Banished into the main storyline. Because if you didn't play the Halo Wars, you don't even know who the Banished are. Now, the plan goes somewhat successful, but you're lost in space for a while until you're discovered, and you have to piece back what has happened while putting a stop to the Banished plans on Theta Halo, the new Halo ring that you're on. Now, this story gets very intense with some twists and turns and events from previous Halo games popping up. Now, if you played the previous Halo games, read the books, and followed the lore like I do, then you'll like how they connect all this in the game. Now, if you didn't play the previous Halo games, if you don't read the books, if you don't follow the lore, you're not gonna be too lost. You may be a little bit confused when they say certain things, but you're not gonna miss no major things. Now, once you get into the open world part of the game, you can do as you please. You can follow the main missions, you can unlock weapons and vehicle skins, you can unlock upgrades for your suit, you can help the UNSC regain a foothold in the ring, and so much more. Now, you can reclaim 5 bases, attack banished bases, free prisoners, and take out HEV targets, which are high value targets. Now, doing these side objectives will allow you access to fast travel locations along the ring, as well as access to more vehicles and weapons at the files that you can use. So if you want to use a sniper rifle and you got it unlocked, you can just fast travel to the closest one, get one out of the armory there, and keep on going. Just like if you want a certain vehicle, if you have it unlocked, you can use it. And pretty much, if you've been playing the multiplayer of the game, you've pretty much seen all the weapons and majority of the vehicles. So if there's a certain vehicle you want, you can grind and get it unlocked. Now, gameplay wise, in my opinion, it feels like Halo, with a new set of attachments and new weapons for you to use. The core of it being Halo feels like it. The gameplay, the guns, that feels good. And like I said, it gives you some new features to make it feel different and stand out from the other Halos. Like I said, you now can upgrade your suit. You can upgrade it with different abilities. You have different attachments that you can use. And like I said, if you played the multiplayer, you've seen all these attachments. Story-wise, you have access to all these attachments once you get them. You don't have to switch them in and out. You just have to turn on which one you want. But you can upgrade each one, and upgrading them makes it a little bit better. Like the grappling hook, you can upgrade to the point where when you hit somebody with it, it shocks them and gives you a chance to stun them. So keep that in mind. Now, I like how both the humans and the Banished will try to get better weapons on the battlefield, and you can actually see animations of them dropping weapons for a better one. And I thought that was pretty nice. It shows you how the Banished really are. They scavenge supplies, and how the humans are trying to regain a foothold, so they're scavenging what weapons they can find, finding better weapons. And I literally seen a Marine drop an assault rifle to pick up a rocket launcher, because let's be honest, a rocket launcher is better than an assault rifle in many cases. So I really like that. I also like how the enemies react when you engage them. They're losing and etc. It's so funny hearing the grunts talk, the jackals talk, the elites talk. It gives me those vibes of the original Halo game, and honestly, Halo 2 and Halo 3. And even though I hear them say some lines over and over, they never get boring to me. They still make me laugh just as much as the first time I hear them. Even when they kill me, they have lines they say, and I like that. Now, it took me roughly about 12 hours to complete the campaign, And that's with doing a fair amount of the open activities, the open side missions that you can do in the game. There's a lot of audio logs that help tell the story of what's going on if you want to look for them. And I really like it because it tells it from both sides. You're hearing from the banished side as well as hearing it from the UNSC side of what they're trying to do. Now, graphic wise, the game looks great in detail. Now, I have to keep in mind that I played it on the PC version. The facial animations look good and the voice matches good, lip sync is good. And like I said, I chose to play it on PC version, but I'm disappointed because the frame rate was locked at 60 frames and that had me a little upset. I was looking forward to playing this in 144 and having fun with it. But even at 60 frames, it wasn't bad. I wish the frame rate was higher, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, I did deal with some crashes towards the end of the campaign, so keep that in mind. But I did like, though, even when the game crashed, I didn't really lose a lot. It pretty much stopped me back at the last checkpoint. So, but keep that in mind. As you get towards the end of the campaign, it may start crashing on you a lot. And that's pretty much the review of the game and my thoughts on it. So that being said, let's look at the pros versus the cons. Let's start off with the pros. The first one, it feels like Halo. If you play, like I said, if you play Halos 1 through 3, it feels like those. The gameplay is good, the weapons are good, feels grounded. The elites, how they fight you, the brutes, the grunts, it feels like you're playing Halo in an open world setting. The next pro we're going to look at, the new weapons and abilities. The new weapons that they incorporated, the new abilities, they feel great. Like I said, if you've been playing the multiplayer, you've probably been using all this stuff. But if you haven't, and it's your first time using them, play around with them. There's so much that you can do with these new abilities that changes the way you play the game. And I think that's really great. And the fact that you can have all of them on in a campaign is great. Because if you play multiplayer, you can only have one on at a time. And they actually, like, once you use it up, it's gone. But in the campaign, they recharge. And the last pro we're going to look at is the story. Like I said, I played all the games. I read the books, I follow the lore, and I love how they integrated all of that in there. And it helped answer a lot of questions about the story and the lore and how it came to this point. So I thought that was an excellent thing to do. Did the story feel a little bit slow sometimes? Yes. I felt like the main person that you're going against, he talked too much. But that's just a personal opinion of mine. But I thought he was a great villain. I understood his meaning, the reason why he did everything. And it was a good story. Definitely a better story than Halo 5 in my opinion. So with the pros done, let's take a look at the cons. The first con we're going to look at, if you can't obviously tell, is the crashes. The game crashed a lot, especially towards the end of the campaign. It got very frustrating because I felt like I was coming towards the end and boom. I had several times when the game just completely closed down on me. I gotta admit, the saving system was pretty good because I didn't lose too much. But it did crash a lot. Now the next con we're going to look at, some of the missions are longer than others. You got some missions where you have to do certain things and they're stretched out across the map. So you gotta fly or drive to one end and then go to another. And it kills the immersion of it to me. Like, I understand you want it to be in an open world setting, but you don't have to have them so far or make them have so many stages or so many steps to do it. It breaks the ambiance, it breaks the fun of the game. Like, if I'm trying to complete this mission, let me complete the mission. Don't make me do 20 steps just to complete one mission. But that's just a personal opinion. And the last con we're going to look at, the game can be grindy. If you prefer Halo being a linear game where you go from point A to point B, you may not like this. Honestly and truthfully, you could probably play through the campaign without doing none of the fobs, doing none of the banish and all that. But if you don't, then you miss access to weapons, gear, vehicles, like the iconic Warthog with the machine gun. You'll lose access to all that stuff, and it will be a little bit tougher. But if you do get into it, it is going to be grindy. You're going to be going liberating fire, liberating bases, hunting down HVT targets. Now, like I said, with the beauty of the weapons and abilities, it does make it a little bit better, and the rewards are okay for it. But if you're not into that, you won't like it. But that's just my overall thoughts and reviews of the game. Overall, I'm really enjoying it. I'm not going to talk about the multiplayer because the multiplayer has been out. So, but if you want to hear my thoughts about it, I'll do a video on it, no problem. But I feel like there was no point of it because it's already been out for so long. So this is just strictly on the campaign. But let me know how you guys feel. If you guys are thinking about getting the game, if this helped you decide whether to get the game or not, let me know in the comments below. And as always, hit that like button. Let me know you guys enjoy reviews like this. If you got a game you want me to do a review on, let me know. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I talk about stuff going on in the gaming and tech world. I do reviews on the latest games and tech coming out. I do top 10 new games coming out every month and so much more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and my other social media pages so you can keep up to date with what's going on, or if you want to reach out to me. I love talking about gaming, so don't be afraid to hit me up. You can catch me streaming on Twitch. I play indie, PC, console games, and VR games now too. So don't be afraid to catch up with me. You can, in some of the games, you can actually join me and play the game alongside with me. And I love doing that with my community. But that's going to be the end of this video. This is Proto. Catch you guys later.